celebrating 25 years of commitment to Guam, Micronesia, and the CNMI. Cars Plus Hyundai, home of the Kona electric vehicle, an electric heart with an SUV soul. Test drive yours today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it, and King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
The governor issues another executive order for the All Rise program. Nestor Lecanto has the details. The governor's Physicians Advisory Group believes restrictions are necessary for Guam to stay ahead of the spread. And he's accused of murder. From court, Nicholas Wayne Moore pleads not guilty. These stories and more right now on Primetime.
Day and good evening, everyone. The governor has issued a new executive order re-establishing her All Rise program. However, it does not incorporate any of the proposed changes contained in a pair of bills passed recently by the legislature. Nestor Lecanto reports.
The governor has rescinded her initial executive order and issued a new one to correct certain provisions of the original RISE Act. For example, according to a news release, it did not include eligibility requirements consistent with the American Rescue Plan, which may have led to potential violations. The release also called the village residency verifications, which led to long lines at mayor's offices, an onerous requirement because the same information can already be found in an applicant's tax returns. The governor says she was able to clear up the appropriate use of ARP funds in a meeting with the Deputy Treasury Secretary. So now the local cash assistance program will be in compliance with the interim final rules. What the new executive order does not do is make any of the changes contained in newly passed legislation. It doesn't raise the payments to $1,000 and $2,000 for individuals and joint filers, and it doesn't lift the overall cap of $30 million. The Department of Revenue and Taxation will still be in charge of the process, which will require applicants to have a validly filed 2020 Guam income tax return. They must also certify that their household experienced a negative economic impact from COVID in 2020, and they must also submit a tax information authorization form. Finally, applicants must agree that if they accept money under the All Rise program, they are no longer eligible for any other payments, be it the original RISE Act or the bills just passed by the legislature. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Applications for the All Rise program are not available yet, but according to the order, Revenue Tax must start accepting them by September 1st. It will also be first in, first out until the $30 million in funding is exhausted. The Delta variant is no joke. It's been on Guam for a little over a month, and according to the chairperson of the Physicians Advisory Group, he doesn't need to see new CDC results to say it's here and it's spreading.
Stopping short of saying what exactly restrictions they will recommend, the head of the governor's Physicians Advisory Group does say they are needed for Guam to stay ahead of the spread. Dr. Ho Win says the Delta variant is serious.
We definitely will need to think ahead and put some restriction there. We just try our best right now to not let it happen like the situation, the state right now. It's very important for us to be proactive at this point. I know everyone like to be 100% occupancy and no restriction, but as you can see, the number the last 2 weeks or so tell us that until we get more people vaccinated to decrease the risk of people in the hospital, we need to put some restriction in place at this point.
The physicians group met Thursday evening, and at the time of the meeting, there were 15 hospitalizations split between the Guam Memorial Hospital and Guam Regional Medical City.
We have gone up above the number 10 on the hospital admission, and that's like I say, it's a trigger and an alarm key for us to, possibly make some change to try to curb the surge. And along with that, you can see there's a lot of people now, a lot of positive community, and I would expect that even if we put restriction on, it's going to take about 2 weeks, up to 3 weeks or so, for us to see the number to turn around and come downward.
According to Dr. Nguyen, our best defense against COVID and the Delta variant is being vaccinated. And although not bulletproof against COVID, it will help in decreasing the number of hospitalizations. Aside from getting vaccinated, what you can do is also to slow your roll.
I'm going to ask people in the community to, really be careful. If you don't have to go to any gathering, you do not go. Because you're really at the gathering, there's no mask, especially indoor, and the risks of catching the virus and bring it back to your family and your colleague, your workplace is very, very high. So I would say that if you do not have to go, I would refrain from going, even if you're fully vaccinated.
The physicians group also urges the community to go back to the basics of wearing your mask, watching your distance, and washing your hands.
The governor's physicians advisory group met with her this morning, and as reported on the link, recommendations were made to immediately implement restrictions. During this afternoon's virtual town hall meeting with public health, the agency's chief medical officer, Dr. Felix Cabrera, says the governor is still considering her options.
We're not allowed to give specifics at this time, but the governor is weighing several options. And again, as I alluded to earlier, that it's nothing going to be draconian in any way, that will be a sledgehammer, so to speak. The press conference we had earlier this week was making the point that although we're seeing a high rise in CAR score and hospitalizations, we're not seeing a rise in critical care patients or deaths at this point in time. And so, that's even with that expected time frame that we would see it if it was if we were in a situation similar to where we were last year, August. So because of that, we have the time and patience to ensure that we review things diligently. But all I'll say from there is that there are many parts in the country right now and in the world that are taking unique approaches to mitigating the spread that involves everything from mandating masks to vaccination requirements in different settings. And so she's considering all that. Thank you.
You can find the link to today's virtual town hall meeting on our Facebook page. The University of Guam is following the governor's executive order mandating all its employees be vaccinated against COVID-19 by September 24th. Employees who are not vaccinated must submit to a weekly COVID test until they are fully vaccinated. According to a directive from the OG president, employees can seek an accommodation but must submit evidence. Those who are not fully immunized by the deadline may be subject to disciplinary action, which includes suspension or termination. The deliberations on the fiscal year 2022 GovGuam budget got underway today. The governor's fiscal team was on hand to take questions from senators. The early discussion focused on the estimated $50 million to $60 million windfall in federal earned income tax reimbursement. A presentation by the Office of Finance and Budget shows that about $40 million of that money is already earmarked for costs associated with the new hospital complex and a new prison. But Budget Director Lester Carlson cautioned that it's not clear yet if the money will be repaid into a trust fund or as a direct reimbursement. So he suggested it not be considered a budget item that can be taken off the top.
If it is a reimbursement, which we're hoping that it is, then the government of Guam, who pays out the EITC and gets the reimbursement, would be then able to use the money free and clear. But since we don't know, I don't believe it's appropriate to have any of these items in here.
Up until this year, the EITC, which are tax credits to low and moderate income families, was paid by GovGuam, but not reimbursed by the federal government. As a result of a provision in the American Rescue Plan, the feds will pay the EITC in full going forward. The rise of the Delta variant will create an even greater challenge for the local economy. Guam Hotel and Restaurant Association President Mary Rhodes was reacting to the potential for the return to more restrictions. In an interview on the link, she said next month alone, businesses are facing an increase in the minimum wage and the end of the pandemic unemployment insurance program.
I just think that there are a lot of reasons why businesses are very skeptical about reopening. Yeah. And it's been a challenge. And so even if they are open, and I know that, GDB had their board meeting yesterday and they're talking about, the activity we've had, but it's just when you say 97% decrease going forward through 2022, it's a long process to rebuild this economy and our tourism industry. And
Rhodes says the health protocol decisions in the next couple of weeks could be critical to the island's continued recovery. She says she has a good relationship with the administration and public health and hopes for continued communication and transparency regarding any changes to health protocols. The FBI and the Guam Police Department are asking for your help to identify the suspect in this afternoon's robbery at First Hawaiian Bank, located in the Compadres Mall in Harmon. As reported on our social media, a man walked into the bank at around 1 o'clock this afternoon, got cash, and walked out. He is described as possibly in his 50s. He has a full neck tattoo and teardrop tattoo under his right eye. He was last seen wearing a black shirt, dark blue jeans, and had black and gray hair. If you have any information about the robbery or the identity of the suspect, please call the Guam FBI office at 688-0373 or contact GPD or Guam Crime Stoppers at 477-HELP. An arraignment hearing was held this morning for Nicholas Wayne Moore via teleconference before Superior Court Judge Benjamin Sison.
Moore is represented by attorney Mike Phillips. He appeared for 2 different cases. In the first case, he's charged for a drive-by shooting that occurred in Agana Heights last October. During this morning's hearing, he entered a not guilty plea, waived his rights to a speedy trial, requested the recording of the grand jury proceedings, and requested the discovery and notes related to the case. Attorney Phillips also requested a jury of 12. The case was assigned to Judge Jonathan Kwan. In this case, Moore was indicted and charged with aggravated assault, terrorizing, and possession of an unregistered firearm. According to court documents, he allegedly was driving his black Ford F-150 with another passenger. Moore then allegedly shot an individual identified as BM at the Agana Heights basketball court on October 15th. BM, however, told detectives that he believed the intended target was an individual identified as CAG because he stole money from Moore. Phillips also represents Moore in the murder case involving Michael Castro. Moore was indicted along with Troy R. Damian on July 15th for aggravated murder, and aggravated assault. During Friday morning's hearing, attorney Phillips waived Moore's rights for the reading of the indictment, waived his rights to a speedy trial, requested the discovery and notes, and requested for a jury of 12. Moore also entered a not guilty plea. The case was assigned to Judge Maria Senzon. Castro was reported missing last October. According to the indictment, Damian and Moore are accused of using a gun when they allegedly killed Castro on October 30th. Additionally, detectives have an audio recording from a source of information which they allege is Damian bragging about how he and Moore killed Castro. Moore was extradited to Guam back in June after he was picked up by law enforcement in Florida. He's currently being monitored electronically on house arrest after his father posted $1 million bail. Damian was arraigned last month. He also pleaded not guilty to the charges and is being held on $750,000 cash bail.
Stay tuned. We'll have more news after the break.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Social distancing may be the new norm, but connection will always be our tradition. Through good times and tough times, we remain connected with you. Masks may be the new fashion, but protection will always be our style. You can always count on us to protect the things that matter the most. Sanitizing may be the new routine, but caring will always be our practice. We care about your loved ones and the things you value the most. And as we welcome our new normal, one thing remains certain: we will always be here for you. We're open and ready to serve you. Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust.
Half a day. As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever-changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Matson's lifeline services in the Pacific, and that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Matson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have two of Matson's largest and fastest ships serving Guam from the U.S. West Coast and Hawaii. With our new state-of-the-art vessels, we stand ready to support the region's economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of serving you for the last 25 years, and you can count on Matson to be here for the next 25 years and beyond.
Summer is here, and at Cars Plus, we have the perfect Jeep for your summer adventures. Whether you're going off-road or just getting ready to hit the beach down south, make this the summer event you find your Jeep, like the 2021 Jeep Wrangler or the 2021 Jeep Gladiator, equipped with Guam's only lifetime powertrain warranty. Call us at 477-7807 or visit our website at carsplusguam.com to schedule a test drive today. Cars Plus, driven by you.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back. The Mayor's Council of Guam is expected to receive the remaining COVID-19 response differential pay owed by today. According to MCOG Executive Director Angel Sablan, they should be getting 9 pay periods, which covers until July 31st. Sablan said mayors and employees should be receiving the funds into their accounts by Monday or Tuesday at the very latest. With the return of face-to-face instruction for GDOE school parents and guardians who may have questions and concerns, you're urged to email info@gdoe.net. According to a media release, they will be addressed by the superintendent himself, deputy superintendents, and division leaders. The Joint Information Center also encourages parents to call 311 and press option 8. The American Medical Center is stepping in and partnering with GDOE to host a free vaccination clinic tomorrow for employees and students. If you plan on getting a shot, parents or guardians are asked to first log on to guamcovid.com's portal for information that will help expedite the process. Adults must have a valid ID. Students must be accompanied by a parent or legal guardian. Students who are 12 years old and older must have a valid identification, such as a government ID, passport, birth certificate, or student identification card indicating birth date. Saturday's vaccination clinic is at Tidsen High from 10 a.m. to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It is official. Dr. Juan Flores is the new principal of Career Tech High Academy Charter School. According to the school, Flores started in his new role this past Monday, replacing Tamar Sellis. Career Tech High is the home of the CHEX and aims to foster community-centered, culturally rooted identity, equip the island's next skilled workforce, and build a forum for upcoming leaders of Guam and the region. The start of their second school year is slated for next Wednesday, August 18th. Flores recently served as the superintendent of Catholic education until his recent resignation. Well, the search for a new superintendent of Catholic schools is still ongoing. The Archdiocese of Agana is inviting eligible candidates to apply online for the position of superintendent. Interested applicants must have a minimum of a master's degree in education and credentialed teacher or principal experience. The candidate must also have demonstrated experience in transformational change, management and school improvement, in educational technology, and in implementing policy and budgets. You can apply at archagana.org/jobs. The last day to apply is the 27th. Landscape Management Systems, Inc. is hosting a job fair tomorrow at the Hilton Guam Resort and Spa. They're looking to fill positions for ground maintenance labor, drivers, heavy equipment operators, cleaners, among others. Due to the rise of COVID-19 cases on the island, however, they will only be accepting applications and interviews scheduled via Zoom at a later date. The fair is scheduled for Saturday, tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Hilton's Gallery Room. Call 647-2167 for more information. The Guam Visitors Bureau is working on a project to construct a new bus shelter near the JFK intersection in Upper Tumon. Residents, stewards, and students are forced to wait in the rain and hot sun, and a new shelter is much needed. GVB President Carl Gutierrez says the agency is working with a local lawmaker on this project.
Once you come up the hill, right, at the corner to cross to Kmart, there's nothing there, and it's a long promenade over 200 yards over to Kmart, and you're standing there. You can't cross because the traffic is heavy. So we're trying to build a shelter.
The project will be funded by GVB and is expected to cost about $100,000. According to Gutierrez, the shelter could fit up to 30 people. And here is regional headlines from KSPN 2 News.
Hafaday, Zantino, Guam. Here's what's making headlines in the CNMI. No travelers means no revenue for the Commonwealth Ports Authority. CPA Board Chairwoman Kimberly King-Hines states that their projected revenue for this fiscal year is only around $4 million.
Normally our operating budget is, $13 million. That's like a $9 million shortfall, right? So it's significant. But at this point, right, we just have to carefully manage what we have and plan out moving forward.
CPA has been using federal money, such as the CARES Act funds and other grants, to subsidize the shortfall.
These funds allow us to be able to cover our debt ratio requirements, to pay our utilities, to cover for operations and maintenance and personnel. Thankfully, we have a very conservative comptroller who just monitors every single penny that we spend and just cuts out any unnecessary expenditure to be able to stretch out those funds.
And now that there are ARPA funds, CPA is seeking the governor's help in resuming a full work schedule for their employees.
We have been in communications with the governor in terms of him using his discretion to be able to supplement CPA so that we can get back to those 80 hours.
The CPA board is also looking at adopting a new policy called airport rate methodology.
Our current practice now is to charge based on passengers, use per passenger. So we're moving away from that basically to now include a rate methodology that assesses a terminal rental rate, landing fees, and per use. And the idea behind that basically is to ensure that everybody who utilizes the airport shares in the costs of the operations of the airport.
Other jurisdictions are using this practice, which basically means everyone who shares the facility will also share the burden in ensuring the facility continues to operate. Hines tells us how the rate system will work.
For example, our tenants, they would be charged per square footage based on fair market value with regards to the rental area that they're using, but they will be also charged for common areas. And there's a formula basically that is used to determine what that actual cost is. And so this is a transition from what is currently being charged under the airline user agreement, and we will transition to the airport operating agreement. And we needed to meet today because we have some notice and publication requirements that we need to meet to be able to effectuate it.
Hines states one of their biggest concerns is who should the rates apply to.
These charges will also be applied to government agencies who have a footprint on CPA property, right? So, for example, Customs and Quarantine, they would have to start paying their share of the rent as well. And, this board is very reluctant and very hesitant to charge any fees to our brothers and sisters in the government, but it is what it is. We all have to share the cost. It's our airport. We have to ensure that we remain solvent and keep open.
For more news, please visit saipantv.com. For KSPN2, I'm Sally Limas.
Sports is next. Stay tuned.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist. Over 20 years of experience.
Half a day.
Hi.
That will be $20, please.
I forgot my Mobile Smiles driver's rewards card.
No worries. You can now use your registered mobile number to earn points.
Can I use my mobile number to redeem rewards?
Sure. Just show us your photo ID or driver's license.
That's easy.
Get through the work week with a special office party from Uno Go and participating restaurants. Every week, we're delivering lunch from a local dining partner to one lucky office for up to 15 people. For a chance to win, all you have to do is 1. Register as a user on the Uno Go app or website. Existing registered users may be entered as well. 2. Follow us on Instagram or Facebook. And 3. Send us a message with your name, contact email, and phone number, your office, and its location. We'll draw a winner every Friday on the link on Breeze 93.9 FM on KUAM TV 11 and streaming on Facebook Live, and coordinate the day of your choice for lunch to be delivered the following week. We'll also feature your office celebration on KUAM News every Friday. Put smiles on your coworkers' faces and enter today. Open to Guam residents only. Conditions apply. See the Uno Go Guam Facebook page for details. Thanks to our participating restaurants, Beach and Shrimp, Lone Star, Jamaican Grill, Ajisen, Sing's Cafe, Pika's, and the Sheraton Laguna Guam Resort.
This week's office party giveaway is from Lone Star Steakhouse. Enter today to win.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Brogan Walker Sanchez will be stepping into the Invicta cage on Friday, August 27th. Brogan will be facing Mara Romero Barella at Invicta FC 44. She's been stateside preparing for her upcoming fight.
Been here training since early summer, and it just sort of worked out that I was helping my mom through some things here, so I had to stay and continue to train, and I got a fight on the 27th. So just staying ready for that. I'm really, really fortunate that I've been able to continue to train with my teammates here that I started out with, that Mike and I started out with before we even went to Guam. So, you know, we're working back to the basics. Training camp has been really great. And like I said, I'm really grateful and really fortunate that I've been able to not only continue to do what I'm doing, but be there for my family.
Brogan is 6-2 as a pro and is coming off back-to-back losses. Her opponent, Barella, is on a 4-fight losing streak and holds a record of 12-9.
I feel like I'm very prepared for my opponent. I not only stepped myself up on another level to where I looked at my weaknesses from my last fight, and I knew right away I need to sharpen up my hands, I need to work on my wrestling, and I came here with that plan, got right to work. And then my coaches, once they found out who my opponent was, you know, they got right to work in breaking that down and preparing me mentally, physically.
Putting in work at the gym and studying her opponent's tendencies is something Brogan and the team has been working on around the clock. This is a fight that can put her career back on track to making it to the big show.
Knowledge is power, so the more information you can get and kind of have to work with is better. But I'm very fortunate in that my coaches out here have also been collecting that info, translating it into my game. And what we've been working on in training has been so incredibly specific that I feel like I've never been ready before like I am for this match. My coaches have been really precise, including my coaches on Guam, who I still FaceTime and work with.
Despite being off island, Brogan still feels the love and support from everyone here on island.
It's overwhelming. I anticipate it, but I can never quite put it into words how great I feel just having that support and having that back, not only of all of my sponsors and my family and my gym, but like you said, just everyone.
I love that about Guam. Just walking through the store, people, will say what's up and give me good word, motivate me in little ways. And I love that. I love that I can represent Guam and represent my family and my home.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Building on the past, we at Docomo Pacific Business believe in helping businesses move forward and together, changing the way we get things done to make you and your company reach your highest potential. Trust in our commitment to bring you the best solutions for all your business goals. We are Docomo Pacific Business. Let's work better together.
Get through the work week with a special office party from Uno Go and participating restaurants. Every week, we're delivering lunch from a local dining partner to one lucky office for up to 15 people. For a chance to win, all you have to do is 1. Register as a user on the Uno Go app or website. Existing registered users may be entered as well. 2. Follow us on Instagram or Facebook. And 3. Send us a message with your name, contact email, and phone number, your office, and its location. We'll draw a winner every Friday on the link on Breeze 93.9 FM on KUAM TV 11 and streaming on Facebook Live, and coordinate the day of your choice for lunch to be delivered the following week. We'll also feature your office celebration on KUAM News every Friday. Put smiles on your coworkers' faces and enter today. Open to Guam residents only. Conditions apply. See the Uno Go Guam Facebook page for details. Thanks to our participating restaurants, Beach and Shrimp, Lone Star, Jamaican Grill, Ajisen, Sing's Cafe, Pika's, and the Sheraton Laguna Guam Resort.
This week's Office Party giveaway is from Lone Star Steakhouse. Enter today to win.
Welcome back. It is week 4 of Uno Go's promotion called Office Party on Demand. Here's this week's winner.
Earlier this week, the hardworking administrative staff over at George Washington High School were treated to a special office luncheon courtesy of Ajisen Ramen, delivered right to their office from Uno Go. This week's winner shared why she nominated the admin and support crew at the home of the Geckos.
Happy day, I'm Martha Leangro Tobiz. I'm a teacher at GW High School, and I am the winner of Ajisen Ramen's office party for 15 people. The reason why I chose to join this competition is because as a teacher and during COVID pandemic, it really made me realize how much the support staff and the administrators up at George Washington High School really put themselves out. I mean, to me, they are my unsung heroes. And, when most people have nice offices and aircon, our support staff, our administrators are out, rain or shine.
In her submission, Tobiz wrote, "They are the ones who make sure that the school and our classrooms are ready for the opening of the school year." COVID-19 added additional things our support staff had to install in every classroom. On top of these duties, they also help with summer school operations. They are the unsung heroes of any school.
Monday through Friday, feeding kids, feeding families, making sure the school year, can start as safely as possible. And honestly, you guys are the backbone of the school system. Support staff, the administrators, teachers cannot do this without you guys.
The all-inclusive lunch was delivered right to the office, again, courtesy of Ajisen Ramen and the Uno Go delivery app.
This lunch is for you guys, and eat up. And thank you, KUAM. Miss the link, you missed a lot. Uno Go Guam. And of course, Ajisen Ramen. Thank you.
To enter your team, all you have to do is register on the Uno Go app or website, follow Uno Go Guam on Facebook or Instagram, and send a direct message with your name, contact, and email address. You still have time to win. The promotion continues for the next few weeks with delectable lunch offerings from Pika's, Sing's Cafe, and Beach and Shrimp. Good luck.
Thanks, Joan. And with your birthday shout-outs, here's Jason Salas.
Happy August 13th birthday to Rosemary, and to our beautiful daughter, we send you love and happiness on your special day. We're wishing you many more blessings and celebrations. Stay safe and healthy, my girl, with love. And the O is replaced by the heart emoji, which is always awesome. This is coming from Mom and all your families. Landon Cole Camacho celebrates birthday number 14 and much love from Mama, Papa, Mom, Dad, Maddox, Jax, Ava, Susie, and your family. And Honoree Joy Blas celebrates birthday number 2. Our beautiful granddaughter is Emery, and she has a birthday today. With love always from Papa John, Mom Carmen, Mommy, Daddy, and Brother Ashton, and Nina, Nessa, Nino Matt, and Godbrother Noah. And a single belated birthday wish tonight to Deanna Nicole Garcia, born on the 8th. Happy belated birthday to you, and we're wishing you good health and happiness in the days to come. We love you so much, says the whole family.
And of course, it is time to announce the winner of a yummy Cold Stone Creamery birthday cake.
This week's winner is